Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond and my empties for September and October. So it is the 30th of October today for me when I'm filming this, so a couple of days early, but that's okay. I did think about holding off right until the end because I have got a couple of things that are quite close, but I figured 2 months, almost 2 months worth is more than enough. So this is everything that I've got here that's 2 months worth of empties. So I'm going to try and get through these as quickly as possible. I'm hoping to get a couple of videos filmed today. So we'll just have to wait and see. So this is the first video I'm actually filming on my new iPhone 11. So I'm so relieved I don't have to ask my husband to borrow his phone anymore, and I don't have to hopefully put up with the silly flare-ups that I used to get on the iPhone 7. So you may notice I'm looking very glowy today. That is because one of the things that Andrea sent me in my last haul video that I did, one of them was the Becca, the liquefied light highlighters, and when I put them on my cheeks, it didn't really do much. So I decided that I would add this one in, just a little drop in with my foundation today. So I am very, very glowy despite the fact that I have put setting powder and finishing powder over the top. And I think it's actually quite a nice look moving into the hotter weather. For me, it might look a bit odd for you guys because, you know, when I say you guys, I'm referring to my Northern Hemisphere subscribers, because obviously it's very cold for the majority of you, but it is starting to heat up down here for me. So anyway, I'm going to just for some reason it's communicating with my Apple Watch and I keep getting notifications, and I forgot to set my phone to airplane mode, so I'm seeing all these little messages popping up on my phone, so I'm going to try and ignore them. So anyway, okay, so this is in no particular order. I just want to try and get through these as much as possible. So the first one I'm going to hold up is from Soap and Glory. It is the Heel Genius foot cream, and it was a lot bigger. Like, I ordered this online from Mecca when my last heel balm ran out, and this was actually a lot bigger than I thought it would be, and quite good price wise, but I really did not like the scent of this, and it was also quite sort of watery. I didn't feel like it was really doing much for my heels, but I just kept going with it, and I will not be repurchasing this. So I have actually bought the Sol de Janeiro one. Is it the, can't think of what it's called, Samba maybe, or something like that. I haven't tried it yet, but anyway, so definitely I won't be repurchasing that one. Then this was scalp detoxifying bubble mask, which I got from my local pharmacy. It's by the brand Kristen S. I don't know if that's only an Australian brand or whether it's overseas or not. It's kind of, you sort of, it comes out like a mousse, and you're supposed to rub it into your scalp and let it sit there for a couple of minutes while it sort of, the bubbles die down. But literally as soon as you put it on the scalp and massage it in, the bubbles die down. So it's very like cool and tingly. It's sort of, when you go to rinse it out before you go to shampoo, it makes sort of like this popping sound. It's really odd and a very strange sensation, but I just found it didn't last very long, so I won't be repurchasing this. Oh, I just noticed too, my nails. Teisha did these for me the same day that we filmed the video, the this and that tag video, where we discussed Teisha's illness. So if anyone has not watched that yet, I will link it at the end, and if I remember, I'll put it in the description box as well. So if any of you, I know, look, YouTube has been driving me a little bit crazy lately. There's been so many notifications when people are leaving comments on my videos. I'm not getting notified, and it's not till I go into YouTube Studio and I go through and I check that I've seen a whole heap that I've missed. So again, like, this has happened to me before, and I know that's happened to other YouTubers as well. So if you do leave me a comment and I don't respond straight away, I'm not ignoring you. But I've also not sure whether or not everybody's videos are popping up in my notifications as well. So if you have missed that video, it would actually mean so much to me if you would go back and watch it. About the first half an hour is just Teisha and I doing a tag together, which I had so much fun doing. It was a lot better than just sitting here answering like sort of saying questions and then answering them. It was just interacting with her, and it was really important to me to relax her and ease her into where we sort of got in and shared her story. And I'm so proud of her for coming on camera and doing that with me. So like I said, if you haven't watched that one, I will definitely link it, and maybe even up in the cards. I'm whatever's easiest for you guys. I'll try and link it every which way I can, so you guys can go and watch that one. But anyway, I'm not going to be repurchasing that one. Sorry, went off on a bit of a tangent there. Then I have the Bumble and Bumble surf spray. This is such an expensive product, and I found that it really didn't do much. Like at the moment, my hair, like, to be fair, I've recently, like 4 weeks ago, I had a haircut, and I'm actually really, really happy. I got an apprentice, even though I wasn't booked in with her, and I just sort of got palmed off onto her, and I was kind of like, okay. But she cut the layers back in my hair and cut my fringe, which I really liked the way she did it. I have a weird fringe. It just kinks this way and that way and does whatever it wants. But I haven't blow dried it today. I did freshly wash my hair this morning, and I'm using a really cheap Aldi surf spray at the moment, and it's doing really well. Like, it's giving my hair the volume and the lift and the curl that I like. But I found this one didn't. Maybe if I had been using this one after my layers had been cut back in and I had some of the weight taken off, it might have performed better. But in all honesty, it's just not worth the price when I can get a much cheaper surf spray, and they perform just as well. So I wouldn't be repurchasing that one again either. Something I will repurchase and already have is this simple Kind to Skin hydrating cleansing oil. I use this as my first cleanse on days that I wear makeup, when I wash my skin at night, and I think it's like maybe 10 Australian dollars in the pharmacies. For one stage it was difficult to actually get hold of, and I had to go to Big W to get, which for anyone who doesn't have a Big W, it's kind of like a Target. But I have found this again in our local pharmacy, which I go to fairly regularly, and because both my husband and myself are on medication, so I often find these at like buy one get one free or half price. So it's really annoying. I'm go away. I've got these silly notifications coming up, so I'll have to remember. I always do airplane mode, and this time I forgot, so I guess I was just too busy trying to get my phone set up. So next I've got the Kylie Jenner setting spray, and I ended up just like, so that's empty and I've popped it in my empties, but it's actually, the rest of it is sitting in this Urban Decay canister, or spray bottle I should say. That's almost full with this, and the reason I had to transfer over is because this one, you might be able to see, up to sort of here, it's clogged up. So I probably could have popped that in some hot water or something to try and clear that. But I when I first went to use it, it was like, why is that clogged and it's not spraying? And anyway, I was just happy to keep transferring it, and that one's a lot more easy to transport too. It's a much smaller size, and to be honest, like, it's okay. I don't say that I actually have setting spray that I absolutely love, not even the Urban Decay All Nighter. It is expensive, and yes, it's good, but I don't know, like, maybe because I don't put it to the test like some people do with extreme sort of circumstances. I don't know, but I'm not sure. I've still got quite a few to get through yet, so I'm not sure what I'll repurchase, but I won't be repurchasing the Kylie Skin. All right, so another hair product by NAC Hair. It's a hair mask, and you know, probably I did get this at a discount because it was part of, like, you know, like I got the third product discounted, I think, when I got the other two, and I can't even remember what the other two products were that I bought as part of this set. But anyway, I won't be repurchasing this one either. I honestly don't think that it conditioned my hair any better than like the cheap Fructus one that I get from the supermarket. So I'm happy to have tried it, and I'm also happy to not want to repurchase it because of the price. So managed to do 2 face masks this month. They're the hyaluronic acid ones from Aldi, it's the Lacura brand. I quite enjoyed these. I think they cost me something like $2 or $3 each at the time, and last time I went shopping at Aldi I checked and they didn't have these anymore. But I don't do face masks often, but if I came across these again, I would definitely pick them up. They're quite affordable, and I think they do the job really well compared to even the more expensive ones. I do have a few more sheet masks to go yet in my collection, not a lot, but yeah, they'll probably take me a while to get through those. So this is a sample here of the Sephora it's a clay cleanser mattifying one. I think I got like 4 uses out of this, and the first time I used it, I noticed because I've mentioned before, I'm really struggling with my skin. It's been about maybe 4 or 5 weeks now, and you don't notice it obviously with my makeup on, but it is finally starting to get better. I've just kept persevering because I didn't want to go to the doctor and get put on Roaccutane if I could avoid it, and I know that it takes time. Like, even I've been using niacinamide in the morning, and I've just gotten rid of vitamin C out of my morning routine because it doesn't pair well with niacinamide. And when I looked it up, I think it said like it could take up to 12 weeks to become effective. Like, who's got the patience for that? Seriously. But anyway, I'm happy to say that I'm finally starting to see results, and it's not been 12 weeks. So, but anyway, I decided to use this up, and it left like a bit of a film, I felt, on my skin. But by the time I put the rest of my skincare on and everything, like, it was fine. And it is relatively affordable, I think, and maybe I would repurchase it again. But in all honesty, I'm trying to find something that is more easily sourced, that I can just pick up from my local pharmacy or supermarket. I don't want to be having to put an order in with Sephora when I want to get my cleanser, because I think in Australia the free shipping amount is like $60, and this would not cost $60. So it means I would either be forced to buy 2 of them, which probably would be okay, and you know, or I'd be tempted to throw something else in the basket in order to get this. So, and definitely, like I said, there's much more affordable options out there. I just want something that's going to be gentle and foaming, and yeah, something that doesn't dry my skin out. So, but it was nice. So if anybody is into that, or interested in it, curious about it. I quite liked it. So all right, moving on. So we have a makeup item here. It's the Kat Von D locket, which is now a KVD vegan beauty or whatever, but it's got Kat Von D on the packaging for this one. So it is like an eyeshadow base, and it took me forever to get through it. That is like turned up as high as you can go. There's like the tiniest bit of product still in the tip, and I'm not going to dig that out. Took me almost to the end of using it before I finally sort of worked out the best way to apply it, which was not to rub it on my eye. I basically had to sort of warm it up and sort of press it into my eye. I wasn't real happy with it, but I found out that the reason I wasn't actually happy with this was more to do with the eye primer that was going on underneath it. It was clashing, but now I found the eye primer that I'm using, which is the Fenty one. I don't know whether it's just because maybe it's past its shelf life and it's, you know, it seems to apply fine, but as soon as I put something over the top, it goes patchy, and you know, by the top of my eyeshadow on and everything, you can't tell, but yeah, not so great. But I won't be repurchasing that one either. Drunk Elephant, I have the Jelly Cleanser. Doesn't foam up, which I have a preference for foaming ones, as I've just mentioned, and way too expensive for what it is. Definitely will not be repurchasing. Didn't even particularly enjoy using it. Wasn't horrible, but it certainly wasn't worth the price, I don't think. And then we have another Drunk Elephant product. It's the Sea Tango via a multivitamin eye cream. So these are out of the Lidl's pack. I got, I think, maybe 6 or 7 products in that one. And I've mentioned before that I think moving forward, I will not be investing in a really expensive eye cream. I don't notice the difference. I've got the Chantecaille one, which is like just ridiculously expensive, and I don't feel that they do anything. It doesn't seem to hydrate my eyes any more than the next one. And I found that definitely the difference was made by putting hyaluronic acid under my eyes. So in future, I will be looking for a much more affordable eye cream. Okay, what else do we have? So Mecca Cosmetica, it's their To Save Face SPF 50 plus sunscreen. I actually decluttered 2 of these because by the time I got around to using them, they had been past their use by date. This one is still in date, and I managed to use that. When I was going out and doing all the landscaping with my husband recently, I used this on my face, and I also put it on my neck and chest and on my arms just to try and use it up and get it out before it expired. I find this leaves my skin on my face a little bit oily, and I didn't purchase this to begin with. All 3 I got were in the beauty boxes that we get. I think it's like 3 or 4 times a year from Mecca with samples. And if I get another one, I will use it, but I would not actually purchase it. I've found another sunscreen that I actually really, really like by Australian Gold. Love the scent of it. And unfortunately, I can't get it in Australia. I had to order it online, but for the life of me, I can't remember which site it was that I ended up getting it from. What else have we got? Okay, so another eye cream. It was the It Bye Under Eye cream. So same sort of thing, nice enough, bit more high-end price-wise. Don't think I would repurchase this. So I did see one recently in my local supermarket, and I think it was a L'Oreal, maybe a Revitalift, or it was a retinol product. I think, oh, just watching a big lizard go past my window outside. I was tempted to get it because it was half price at the time, and I just thought, no, this is part of my mindful purchasing. I don't need backups. I've still got a fair few eye creams, and I do tend to get quite a lot of samples of eye cream. So until I'm completely out, I'm not buying any eye creams, or unless, I mean, like if I'm super close to getting almost out and then I see one, if I can get it on special, that would be great. But if not, I'm just going to probably purchase that particular eye cream from the supermarket. I've heard really good things about that. So still on the eye cream sort of thing, it's the Verso Super Eye Cream Serum with retinol. I have one of these left, which I got recently, and I thought maybe I would pass it on, but I'm not going to do that. I have a full size of this, which I am going through at the moment, and then I'll move on to this one. It's quite an expensive product, so I just thought it would be silly of me to pass it along. What else do we have? Okay, so don't know. That shouldn't be there. We've got the Becca First Light Priming Filter, Instant Complexion and Refresh. That was the purple one, so just a face primer. I liked it. It was quite thin. I don't think that I'd repurchase it again. The face primers are another thing that I generally don't get excited over. They all seem to pretty much do the same for me. Although that said, now that since my skin has changed after coming off the contraceptive pill and it's gotten a lot more oily, I probably wouldn't buy a silicone based primer anymore. I'd stick with more of a sort of water based one. But the one I am using at the moment is the Laura Geller Spackle face primer, and it's probably the first one I've ever used that I actually quite like, sort of where it stood out and think, oh, I really like the feeling of it going on my face, and it seems to perform quite well as well. So okay, gonna push forward. And actually I'm going to mention thank you to Siobhan for actually putting me on. I did not know that you could actually watch videos like at increased speed, and I fell so far behind. When my husband has time off work, I don't watch YouTube, or unless we're sort of like out, if I was doing my ironing or we're outside landscaping like we were, I might pop my earpod in and I would listen while I'm working. But generally I tend to fall right behind, and then I have to play catch up. And Siobhan yesterday told me that you could speed videos up, so silly me, but I managed to finally catch up on everyone's videos that I had in my notifications. So yeah, feel free to do that to me too. Like, I found the 1.5 times speed worked the best, because some people, probably like myself, talk quite fast, and the 2 times was just way too fast, where you couldn't understand everyone. But generally the 1.5 works quite well. So anyway, moving on, Colourpop concealer. This was the one in medium 20, I believe. This was for my face. Quite happy to get rid of it. I find it didn't perform well under foundation, but it was okay to apply, sort of tap on after foundation. But I haven't bought anything from Colourpop since me personally, I haven't bought anything from them since last year, but my husband did buy a gift for me from Colourpop at the start of the year, and I just don't think that, other than a couple of little things that, like, I wanted their pink mascara, which is always out of stock, and a couple of I think it was also the wine one. So they got like a burgundy and a plum mascara, so they interested me. But in all honesty, none of their palettes have really grabbed me this year, so I just don't see myself ordering from them anytime soon. So definitely won't be getting a replacement. I already do have 2 of those, I think, still left in my collection anyway, so there is no rush to be buying concealers. Especially if you go back and watch my concealer inventory video, you'll see that I have, I think, like 20 odd concealers. Some are under eye concealers, some are face concealers. So yeah, will not be repurchasing probably in the next 10 years. All right, so let's keep going. We have Drunk Elephant. I got 3 sample sachets of the A Passione retinol cream. I did actually like this retinol cream. I found that my skin reacted quite well to it, but I am now using a prescription retinol. I finally filled this prescription after I just got so beside myself with my skin. I thought it was time to get that filled. Unfortunately, I have the weakest strength. There is a double and then a quadruple strength compared to what I'm on, and I'm just going to stick with the tube that I've got and ease my way in. It's not drying my skin out whatsoever, so but it's working, but I'm not getting that like the dry flaky skin which people often report getting when they use that product. So maybe by the time I finish this tube, I'll get the highest strength and just see how my skin handles that. Unfortunately, I still have other retinol products in my collection that I would like to use. So I may end up doing like a night on, night off with the prescription one and then the other ones that I've got in my collection. So whitening mask from Mario Badescu. I quite liked this. It does warn you to not use it on areas of breakouts, and stupid me, after I used it the first time and I just kind of put it on my forehead and sort of to this area, and it does kind of leave a film, I guess because it's like a clay style product, but the second time I used it, I put it all over my face. And at first I thought that was what had caused the breakouts, but I stopped. I didn't use it again after that, and I continued to break out. So it wasn't this, but because I had a bad experience with it, and it does say not to use it on breakout areas, and because I basically have been breaking out all across here and up there again, and still getting just a couple of little spots on my forehead, I'm just not going to worry about finishing that off. I've used it twice. Like I said, there's probably maybe 2 more applications in there, but it's going. Okay, so I have a couple of, I used up 3. They're the tiny little bits that are left. They're cakes of soap that my sister gifted to me maybe 2 years ago. Smell absolutely lovely. They were like these tiny little sort of cubes. And I used those up to get them out of my collection. So they're gone, and tiny little bit that broke off from a bath bomb. So I used 1 bath bomb. I've still got quite a few bath bombs left in my collection. I don't have baths like I used to, so I don't know once I get through all my bath bombs whether I'll ever bother buying anymore, because we just use like Radox. Is that like, does everybody have Radox? Does everyone know what that is? So it's like a muscle relaxant type bubble bath. Anyway, so we have that, and we can pick that up from the supermarket, and my husband actually prefers that, and it makes less mess in the bath than what the bath bombs do. So maybe if I get a bath bomb as a gift, or I might lash out every now and then and get one, but I'm not too worried about that. So another thing that came in my box from Andrea, she sent me this sample card, and it's of the Tarte Face Tape foundation, and it's like a natural matte finish, and in all honesty, like 3 of the shades were way too dark for me, so I didn't even bother, so they're getting decluttered. But I did use there's the Fair Light Neutral, which was too light for me, and then the other shade, it was a light medium, and it was actually quite a nice sort of match for me. But honestly, like these tiny like little samples, you got out just enough to cover the tip of your finger, and I managed to do a portion of my cheek with it. So yeah, not a great sample size, unfortunately. And I think that because, I mean, you'd think with my skin being more oily now that I'd probably move more towards a matte foundation, but I do like that dewy look because I'm a bit older. But I think that if I was ever to go more matte, it would be more like a demi matte maybe. But I have so many foundations still to get through that I'm not even worrying about it. I was so tempted the other day that Charlotte Tilbury had a sale on her site, and I jumped on because I got the email, and I was so tempted to buy. There was like a combo between the foundation that I wanted, and I think it was the setting powder, but I held strong and I didn't buy it because I just thought, no, it's just going to sit there while I'm waiting to get through everything else in my collection. Buy it fresh when I'm ready for it. So all right, almost there, guys. This is the Franken shadow I made out of my Sassy Siennas palette that I destroyed. I was hoping that by mixing them all together, repressing it and everything, it would make a difference in how the shadow performed, and I can report that it did not. Swatch is really great on the back of the hand, which I'll actually do for you now. Fabulous pigmentation to these shadows, but unfortunately pretty much wherever you put it, it sticks and there's no blending it out. So I tried it on my eyes in a look that I did a while back, and I just thought, you know what, it's just not worth it. I've got other shades already, like so many dupes in my collection. It's not worth the hassle. So I'm going to dig that out, and I'm going to reuse the pan. All right, so these are be nice and quick. I went to use these recently. Okay, so they're Jelly Much shadows from Colourpop, and I have a total of 7 that I am getting rid of because they've all dried up. So all of those are going. I'm not going to bother telling you which shades and everything that they are. Just know that they're getting decluttered. I think I have maybe 3 left that haven't dried up yet, but they'll probably be dried up by the time I get to them. So I am trying to make an effort to get through, but I'm also focusing on my Roulette Pan collab products. So trying to mix and match and incorporate where I can. The other last 2 things that I have are just some tiny little sample pots I picked up from Mecca of the Sunday Riley Lunar Oil and the Sunday Riley Good Genes. So my skin really liked the combo of this, and I do have a full size of each of them. I bought them as a set, so that's one of the because the lunar oil is a retinol, I want to use it because they're expensive, hence why I want to sort of start doing that. Once my skin clears up, that I'll do the 1 day on 1 day off, because I'm too scared to stop using the prescription altogether, because I don't want to have another breakout. And I also have a sample size of the Good Genes that I got in one of my Mecca Beauty boxes. So that's it, guys. That is everything for my empties and declutters for September and October. I've just broken the half-hour mark, so I really need to get going, like I said. But if the video is too long, you can go through at a faster speed. So thank you for joining me, and I will be back soon. I've got some more collabs coming up, and more inventory videos coming up, and what else? I've got my Roulette Pan collab update coming up mid November. So I will catch you in those videos. Bye.